Okay, so I'm actually at the point where I ended the other video, and I've walked from South Foreland Lighthouse, which I explained in the other video was a nice walk, and actually it is a very nice walk. Not sure I've spied enough points for composition, but I think I might get a few cliff shots, cliff edges. And there's some interesting World War II relic-y type things, so I'll take a couple of shots of that. But look on this map. So I've actually parked here, which is where South Foreland Lighthouse is, and walked along to the point where I ended the previous video. So I'm standing here now, and the idea is walk along the cliff edge. It's worth a shot, isn't it? So let's go. I'm not going to get the camera out until I actually find my first composition. So the first track is follow that little path down there along to the footpath that goes up the edge of the cliff. Oh, focusing on my hand. See some people in the distance there. Let me zoom in so you can see them walking up. Did have one confession to make. I misquoted Churchill in my previous video. The actual quote is, I might even do it in the Churchill voice: "I never feared of human conflict, was so much owed by so many to so few." And it was true. I was actually going to walk down that footpath and follow it round till it gets to the top there, but I've spied a well-trodden path which starts around here, and it looks less muddy. This mud is driving me crazy. It's kind of like the chalk and the mud and the rain mixing together. I think I might have found my first shot. I'm particularly interested in the cliff here because there's a big split going straight down. On the far end there was a sign saying danger, recent cliff erosion, so they've fenced it all off. I'm actually on the wrong side of the fence. No, it's eroding. Whoa! It really was eroding. What an adventure. Take two. No, we're not going to take two, just as is. I like the way that the chalk and the shingle have mixed together. You can just see the two tones of the water, sort of the blue. Let me turn that a little bit. You can see the two tones there. The light grey, smudgy, the cliff, bit of the harbour. Will I get a good shot? I don't know. Let's set it up, do the settings, and see what the outcome is. I've got the polarizer on, so I might be able to bring out some of the colour in the greens and the sea. I'll tell you what, I like the hat because it hides the hair, and the hair is growing. I remember my mad scientist from my Dale Cove, the Dale ones. Right, live view on. So now I'm going to present this a different way because I've been watching other people do it. The whole picture with me on this, there's a little picture on the side. So if I zoom in here, you can see the split on the cliff. Not particularly interested in that at the moment. I will do as a portrait. But what I want to do is just capture that. I've got the Disney magic in there. Oh, the colours are just awful. I've actually got ISO 100 set. Let's see if I can just that. Have a look at this. So we'll go in here, we'll turn off, make sure we've got ISO sensitivity turned off, auto ISO. I want to control it. I want the minimum ISO of 100, so that's cool. White balance, yeah, it's on cloudy because guess what, it's cloudy today. So let's go into live view. I've particularly focusing on the boat here so that I can try and get that as sharp as possible. Let's just let the autofocus, that's got it as sharp as it can. Zoom back out. So I've got, are we doing rule of thirds here? Because I've got 1/3 occupied by the cliff, 2/3 occupied by the harbour. I've got 1/3 at the bottom. You know, if you want to do rule of thirds is very good for drawing the viewer's eye into. So we've got a nice leading line of the cliff going round. Let's take a shot. hands-free at 2 seconds. F11, 1/10 of a second, ISO 100. You know what, that's not bad considering it's a cloudy day. So let's pack away and head to another location, see if I can get another composition. I must be getting just too cold for this. Oh. Maybe shoot off before the rain comes, eh? You might even get some more photography in this lengthy video. But I like I said in the beginning, dear diary, today I'm going out for a walk because I'm tired of the rain we've been getting. Oh, that's so unprofessional. Well, let's get in a bit weather changey now. So I'm just going to take a couple of shots here. What's happening is, let's put the live view on for you so that you can see what I'm looking at. Is that recording? So if I focus in here, you've got this, I'm going to call it a fissure, without looking it up. You know, it's just what it is. But there's this crack, this seam appearing in this cliff face. And if I focus down here, you can see the ground is actually separating. And this whole cliff where I'm standing. Oh, scary times. So I thought, well, for posterity, let's capture this shot, because the cliff might actually be gone. Who knows, a month, a year, but that whole thing is drifting away. But that's what it does, the White Cliffs of Dover. We have erosion all the time. It's just actually being here and seeing it. So I'm going to go wide angle. I'll take a portrait and a landscape, and they look like this. Cliff around the top is actually the lower I get here, I lose the white of the cliff. But let's see if we can get to the point just here on the footpath. A couple of wide angle shots showing this whole seam. This, I reckon this whole island section here of the cliff is going to disappear. So this in itself is perhaps not an exercise in photography, apertures, speed, everything like that. But I'm particularly interested in the fact that the cliff is just disappearing. So let's go into live view. Let's record this so that you can see what I'm seeing here. So if you can see here, the line of the cliff edges along and then moves up here and then follows around. So this whole section here eventually is going to disappear. So again, for posterity, let's just capture this. Alright, out of live view. So we're going into aperture priority. Again, I'm more interested in the geology than the actual shot, but we're on ISO 100. A couple of people, so that's good to have them in the shot. Let's take that shot quickly, because then we've got someone in the shot. And it gives it perspective. Because see how big this is compared to that tiny little person up there. So yeah, not a bad shot as it goes, considering it's rainy and everything again. I think drop that down a little. So the line, what do they call it? The gut leading line is coming from the bottom right here, all the way up to the top left. Exciting times. Hands free. Shouldn't have done that, but we'll take that shot anyway. Ah, typical. The wind blew just as I was taking that shot. Let's do another one. There's no wind at the moment. That's a 100. F16, 1.25 of a second. I like that. Perhaps not as good as the other one with the person in it, but the person's disappeared. I hope they haven't fallen off the edge. I particularly like this scene. This is kind of the closest I can get to the edge of the cliff and still have it towering above me. So let's give you what I've got in the live view. Again, putting me down bottom left here. You've got this lovely pointy section of the cliff. What am I zooming out? And again, a nice leading line because it's kind of coming round. Let me point on the screen to coming down here and round and back down. Shall I pull it 2/3? Rules of thirds. We have got, I've got to clean that lens in a minute. So I've got 1/3, 2/3, nothing in this third, so that rule of third works. Let me just clean the lens. If I've got a cleaning cap. Just leave it behind. Just leave it indoors, didn't I? Let's do that. Give it a clean. That's nice. Okay, so we will go into, we're in manual. Turn that off. We're in manual priority. Turn you around so that you can see. Zooming in a little. Aperture priority. Turn that off. ISO 100. It sounds like I've got a cold coming. It's like the angry sea now. You know, it's so lovely and sunny this morning. It's supposed to snow this afternoon as well. Right, let's get this shot. Then I'll take a backward shot. We'll get to the top and I'll take a backward shot of the sound mirrors. And then the one more shot is the lighthouse and back to the car. Oh, the things you do for a day out. But I don't mind, actually. No. Lock the focus in on top of the cliff. Bloop, bloop. Set it to manual so it doesn't adjust itself. 2 second timer. It's a nice shot. It is a nice shot, honest. Oh, look at that. Let's do a portrait one as well. Oh, that's even nicer. Wish I had done that one in the first place. I'll do a live view for you just so that you can see what I'm doing. But I'm not going to display that. That's going to go down here. But the whole length... can I come out a bit? Yes. It's kind of like... The rule of thirds is... It's like noughts and crosses. So you get 2 lines down here and you get 2 lines across like that. And so you can choose to put items in this third, or that third, or you can situate them kind of on the axis of where the hairlines pass. And in this picture, I kind of got the rule of thirds is giving me everything from the bottom third and the middle, nothing at the top, but then also the left-hand third, the middle third, and nothing on the right. It's quite, I would say that's quite clever. Nice leading line. I'll clean the lens cap one more time because I've got rainy days. There's a song in there somewhere. I'm just going to turn that off before any more rain comes in. Just going to go for it. Lovely jubbly. As they go. He shoots, he scores. Enough of that. That's infringing copyright there, aren't we? Oh, I'm going home. I might not even take a picture of the lighthouse, but then again I will. Oh, you're a trusty old beast, but we don't want to get you wet, do we? Right, onwards and upwards. Okay, we're going to go for one last shot, and what better shot than a lighthouse in its natural bleak environment. Just to get the perspective right here for that. I like that footpath, but actually I want the footpath more in the left, like that. No, see, I've lost it now. Perspective is so important, isn't it, for the composition? Maybe I need to go forward a little bit. Yeah, that might be it. Take the shot, something like that, so that you've got, again, the 2/3 lighthouse, path, green, nothing in the left. Right, let's set up. Oh dear, I'm rather pleased with myself, because the weather is not conducive to photography or landscape photography, because it's just the bleakest of bleak. But I guess what it's proving to me is that I can get out. See, I am here behind the shades. I can get out whatever the weather and potentially take some nice photographs. Tell you what, this $9.99 faux fur hat that I picked up at the petrol station is really warm and comfy. Right, I'm going to have to be quick with this because, it is misty, my jacket's drenched, but suddenly, I was going to say it's lightening up. I've taken the sunglasses off, no wonder it's lightening up. You know, I left my proper specs in the car and I was travelling and it was sunny, so I just left them on, but it seems to be gloomy and dark. And that's because I've got the sunglasses on. Crazy times. Right, out with the old Nikon. There's still a lot of people out, which is really kind of nice. People are really taking advantage of the exercise. As an FYI, checked my phone just a little while back, and I've done 7,500 steps. Who knew? What did I do with my gloves? Yeah, look at that, it's all blurred. So give it a clean. I must get a lens cleaner. You know it's dry when it starts squeaking at you. Right, 2-second timer. I've taken many a glorious shot of this lighthouse in sunlight and sunsets. Never taken one in the misty rain before. Hopefully it'll come out. Let's see what it looks like now. So a little caveat there, I was filming that with without a lens cleaner, so I actually don't know if it came out or not, if it was all blurry. So we shall see when we get back. That's it then. White Cliffs of Dover Part 2. Hope it was, I don't know, of interest, entertaining. Maybe you got something from the knowledge that I've acquired as an amateur photographer. None of that was done in auto mode, so I'm quite pleased with myself that I'm picking up all these little traits and things. Everyone does it, so I will say, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and perhaps hit the subscribe button so that you can see future content. There's the lighthouse, one more shot for you, just as we walk up past it. So once again, thanks for watching, bearing with, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye for now.